Hi, and welcome back to the place so long abandoned by me truly. I hope we can make up for it, you know? As I used to do that, I would always talk about things that would bother me on a certain topic, a certain day, a certain week, and I would think about that and then I would reflect on that and I would make a video on that. So this thing has been bothering me for maybe 2 years or something. So here's the time for us to discuss that, because I feel like it needs to be said and it needs to be heard. Every time I enter Instagram, every time I open VK, every time I, let's say, go to work, it's not the message up front, for people to notice and for people to see. But I feel like this is one of the most important things that we all need to consider, because this is concerning our own identities, our own selves, and this is what I feel like needs to be talked about. Yeah, you've probably heard a lot of those people, different successful people, to say, going around saying yeah, you gotta do this thing, you gotta work hard, you gotta grind, you gotta lose sleep overnight. The more you work, the more success you will achieve. This will lead you to happiness, and this is what I've heard so far, from different resources. And maybe it's just I was in an unlucky place, which was only, protecting this idea of constant working and being respected only for the time that you work. It applauses you if you work hard and if you put all of yourself to it, but it completely demolishes you if you decide that you are more important than the work that you do. So this is the message that has been passed down to me, that a successful person is a person who knows what they're doing, who grinds a lot, who works a lot, does a bunch of different stuff, and who does it well, let's say, without mistakes completely, or maybe with some very, very minor mistakes, but tries their best to not do any mistakes whatsoever. This person is like a benchmark successful man. But the idea of it all is that nobody talks about what goes in the mind of this poor successful person. How exhausted must you be in order to achieve all your goals? And sometimes people don't even know what their goals are, I, for some reason, for example, I don't know what my goals are. And you just keep going and going, and everyone around you is pushing you to this bigger next thing, but without seeing everything around you, without considering your own health. At the same time, you're being pushed to this next thing always, but to no avail, you don't get anything out of it. Maybe in the bigger scale of things you do, maybe you get some money, which is undoubtable, okay, you get some finances to live your life. We are, in the end of the day, are all slaves to the material things, okay? Let's face it. Even if you romanticize it and you're no, I don't need finances, I don't need material things. Your tooth hurts. You have a toothache, terrible. You go to the doctor, you need to pay a bill to get your tooth fixed. And you can't say that there is another idea for you to go about that, You can't just not treat your tooth, If you don't do that, of course, maybe it will go away on its own. Maybe it's a slight chance. But at the same time, this is what you need. You're hungry. You gotta go to the grocery store and buy some food. This is your material need. And we all need money. And this is maybe not the problem, but it doesn't matter. Even if it is a problem, this is the true world that we are living in, that we all need money. So the money idea is closely tied to the success idea, which are being merged into some other bigger thing that is pushed down to us by other people who are apparently more successful in this life. To be successful, you gotta be super productive. You gotta turn every single moment into educational moment. You gotta educate yourself on your way to work, watch a bunch of courses, do a bunch of things, and you gotta eventually die of exhaustion, I guess, but with this enormous amount of knowledge. If you're stagnating, if you're doing nothing, you get nothing out of it. What are you gonna do? Play a couple games? maybe on your computer, but then the other day you also play a couple games, and then the other day you kind of get bored a little bit. It would be so cool to do nothing and, don't get any anxiety for it. But unfortunately, I think I've lost my feeling of being able to do nothing and be okay because of the success culture that is pushed down on me. I'm not blaming anyone for doing so because I perceive it and I play by its rules, but the problem remains at the end of the day, the problem remains, and this is what needs to be changed. This is what needs to be treated. This is the lesson that I think I've learned during all of this time, and I want to share a piece of my story with you because I feel like this could be useful to some people who are struggling with the same thing. And I want to use it as a way to help myself deal with the same struggles, and I want to remember about that. I want to remind myself about that. I want to go through this problem with keeping that in mind. I think this happened to me when I was just doing nothing. I work as a teacher currently at a language school, and it's been a regular work week for me, like 4 days that I happily work instead of 5. And it was maybe Friday or Saturday, and I was like playing some computer game. Probably it was Valheim. Was listening to some podcast, was doing my own thing. And I was relaxing because I needed to get my mind off of things, and this was my way, kind of, my trick to get away from it all, to just play something, forget about everything, and just switch off. Only play games, only watch something like YouTube, mindless scrolling the social media, doing some other stuff. Well, it does put my mind off of those things, but it doesn't give me anything. It doesn't give me happiness. I feel even more miserable after doing that, and I realized that this was not a solution to my problems, unfortunately. And I started looking for another solution, which was kind of easy to find because whenever I would open Instagram or just any other social media and talk to someone that I know, this message would be all around. This idea would be all around. Wow, this is super cool training. This is super cool course that you need to do. You need to improve yourself. You need to do this and you need to do that. You need to exercise to make your body look cooler. It's portrayed as this healthy mindset and healthy habit to shove all this educational thing in your brain, and supposedly it will make you happier. This is what I tried to do next. Follow this advice. I tried to do some courses, I tried to do some things, and I realized that when I have some free time, I should try to find myself a side hustle. I feel this urge to do something. I feel like I need to do something. Whereas in the reality, all I needed to do is chill out. But not in the similar way that everybody likes to know that, scrolling through some social media, watching some random videos on YouTube. No. Just lay down, basically, with my own thoughts, process them, put them all onto the same place, and literally just chill out and give myself the time to reflect on that and process that, instead of shoving all those thoughts away somewhere and just bringing more thoughts into discussion, which was totally not okay, which I learned later on, after I got this second job. And you know what? After trying to work 2 jobs at the same time, I gotta say, maybe I did have some days off, but at the same time, it was hella exhausting. Literally so exhausting. I have nothing against my second job, which I got, which was related to academic writing, which was cool because I got to develop some of my writing skills. Things that I was writing about, they were so exciting, sometimes boring, sometimes more exciting and interesting in general. After doing 2 things at the same time, I cannot even relax. If I want to, I almost always in this tense mindset that something's gonna happen. I felt so miserable because I was well, doing nothing didn't do anything to me, so doing something would potentially do better to me, but at the same time it only did more damage on me. My life lesson that I took away from it was that grinding is not a solution. Screw it all. It all comes second. Like, work comes second. Self-improvement, fuck it all, comes second. And then the other thing that also comes second is the success itself. It doesn't even matter if you got the nicest car in the world. It doesn't even matter if you got the nicest apartment, the nicest house, the nicest work, the wife, the kids. Doesn't even matter, you know? Doesn't even matter if you don't take care of yourself first. By take care of yourself first, I'm not saying go to the gym, get a perfect beach body. I'm not saying by take care of yourself, like go get higher education and be super smart. No, taking care of yourself means taking care of your mental well-being and your physical well-being at the same time. Noticing yourself in this constant rat race. Everyone around you might say, yeah, you gotta do this thing, you gotta do, wow, you gotta like go get top-notch shit results, whatever. You don't need that, you know? Think about what you really need and what you really want, which was like something that I got lost myself in because I've been working at the same job for, well, 2 years for now, and it's been like my most serious employment, let's say, and I started mistaking my goals with the goals of the company that I work for. Their goals, to be honest, have nothing to do with my goals. How my partner beautifully put it, I just put so much responsibility onto myself unexpectedly because I decided that I from now on am gonna like be in control of my life. I shouldn't forget the place where I'm at, and I shouldn't forget the place where I came from, you know, and I shouldn't forget who I am and what do I want in the first place. No company will genuinely take care of you because this is not their main goal. Their main goal is to make money, make profit, be successful. And your goal should not be to be successful. Your goal should be to mind your own damn business, because if you don't, then nobody will. To be honest, like not even your loved ones, not everybody. You are responsible for your life choices and for your life. If you find yourself in this rat race and this idea of thinking that, wow, I need to be successful, I need to do this, I need to do this course and this course. Stop, like just implement this practice in your life too. Just stop doing what you're doing, stop, you know, your thought pattern. You need to focus on the thought that you're having and you want to see. And you don't want to like, you know, merge yourself with this thought, you know, because this thought does not define you. This is just a thought. You just need to look at that like this, like it's a book, and, you know, and think, wow, do I really need to be successful right now? What does it mean to be successful? What for do I need to be successful? Do I really need this super cool car that costs around $1 million? I don't know. Do I really need to work extra hours just to make my boss happy? I don't know. I've seen this idea put somewhere. You know, we live in a community and we have some responsibilities and we need to adhere to them, which is to an extent correct, because obviously you can't get out killing some people and just like taking nothing out of it, because we all like live according to the law. But at the same time, there is a law saying that, for instance, you can quit your job in 2 weeks' notice and nothing will be taken away from you because you just didn't like the job. Something didn't sit right with you. You say, I quit the job, you work for 2 weeks, and then you're good to go. Like, this is what we should live by, you know? This is the law, right? I don't believe in this ethics bullshit. Like, will the employer take care of my mental health when I finally have a mental breakdown and I go to the mental facility? I guess the answer is no. So why the heck should I take care of my employer because they feel like something I'm not doing enough to say to them? The answer is blank, you know? Like, what could be the answer to that question, possibly? I, for example, have dreams. I have some ideas that I want to live up. And this is those are my goals. Those are what I want to do with my life, and when I achieve them, I think I will become successful. But the success is like different from person to person. Success does not always mean that you need to go there and do 100 courses somewhere on economics or finances, whatever. Success doesn't always mean that you need to be studying in top-notch university. And who am I to tell you about success? Me, a person who lives in like a medium wage and like just kind of tries to figure out what I want to do with my life. 23 years old, come on, like, am I successful? I don't know, probably not, but at least I'm trying to figure out what it really is instead of following in someone else's footsteps. So this is the idea that I want to, share with you. It's that listening to yourself, to your mind, and taking care of yourself is more important than improving yourself, to say. Because if you keep improving yourself without acknowledging the parts of yourself that are broken, there will be nothing to improve sometime. Instead of going into like the minds of other people and like taking the minds of other people and just like, wow, they're so great, they're so wonderful, they're so knowledgeable, and like taking their pieces of advice in mind, instead of that, listen to yourself better. Think, develop your own thought on the matter, because it can be extremely tough, because it's like a pressure that is put onto us by the society, by everybody else, and it might seem generic, but this is the true lesson that I've learned, and that's why I'm sharing it with you, because I feel like this is important. And so, one more bonus section of that, I would say, is that what I did personally to try to get rid of, like, some of the things that were bothering me, and like step onto this like trail of understanding myself, listening to myself, and really taking care of myself. So believe it or not, I started doing exercise every morning, because this was like the first step that I learned that you need to do exercise. Yes, I know it's like one of these basic advices, but still, I decided that I want to do that. I want to try like this 5-minute exercises, like a little bit of stretching, because I hate sports personally, I hate exercise, but like this genuinely to help me and to start off my day in a good way instead of starting it off in a horrendous way that I used to start it with. I kind of deprived myself of social media as well, which I put some screen time limits on my phone, so it would go off once the time is off, and like social media, I am only allowed to like look at it for a couple of times a day. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I don't. It depends, because sometimes I wake up and first thing in the morning I take my phone, which is not good, which I realized for myself. Okay, let's say for myself it's not good. Another thing is that I deprived myself of coffee and caffeine completely. It's been like, next Friday it's gonna be like 2 weeks when I like without coffee at all. And you know what? I learned that if you don't drink coffee and you don't drink tea, you accidentally start drinking a lot more water. And I don't know, is it a good thing or a bad thing? I suppose that drinking water is a good thing, but at the same time, I don't know. Is it making some health benefits for myself? Who knows? Probably it does. But at the same time, I learned that I can wake up in the morning without coffee, which was wow. And at the same time, I was like, yeah, cool, I can live without coffee, because I think I've been drinking coffee since I was 17 years old, like constantly, every single like day. I wouldn't go maybe a week without coffee. That would not happen for sure. And another thing that I am learning to do right now, because of the damage done by the goddamn success culture, is that I'm trying to again enjoy gaming guilt-free, doing nothing guilt-free. But at the same time, I'm trying not to waste my time scrolling on social media, because not because like success told me not to, but to not get any other thoughts or opinions into my mind without my consent, kind of, because if I do that, if I go on social media, I will vicariously get all of those ideas into my mind, But gaming and playing some really nice games like Red Dead Redemption 2. God bless this game. It doesn't load properly on my computer, but it is such a cool game. And also Deponia, Jesus Christ, it's like a very old game, but it's so cool, you know, it has its vibe to it, and it's so great and nice and like colorful and great, and this is like what I've been taking time to play, and I've been enjoying it so far. And then by listening to myself, I want to identify the things that I like and the things that I truly want to do with my life. Maybe not so globally, because it's also anxious to think about that, because I can't just say, oh, I want to be an artist and then go quit my job and like do something else. But I just want to stand on this path of, you know, listening to myself and doing only the things that I find beneficial for myself without hurting my mental health. Which reminds me of a couple of videos that I am about to post very, very soon. So you might stay tuned to that, you know, because there are like 2 projects that I'm working on currently, and I want to finish them. I want to do them thoroughly, I want to do them correctly, and I want to go on with that, and I want to do that, and I want to post it, and this is going to be something that I want to be really, really proud of. And one more very important point is that in taking care of yourself and your mental health, therapy might be really important. Therefore, guess what? I scheduled my first therapist appointment on the next Monday. I guess it's gonna be like, I don't know when this video is gonna be up, but like, it's gonna be soon. And I'm super excited about that, but super nervous at the same time, because I'm like, oh no, am I like really having those problems? But I really need to work some things out, because I feel like there is an urge to do that, because it's been quite tough for me. It's been going downfall for the past couple of years probably, and I finally am ready to deal with that. Share some of your ideas in the comments down below about success and your story of success maybe, and like, what do you think about a work culture, and what do you think about what people do and say, and like what like this entire mindset about like improving yourself and stuff. Please share it in the comments down below. I will be glad to read about that. Also, follow me on Twitch, where I stream sometimes. You need to check out the schedule to know when I'm live and when I'm not. And also you can join my Discord, which is only for Twitch viewers, by the way. But if you'll be cautious enough, you can sneak into there and pretend like you're the Twitch viewer and you're there for Twitch. So good luck with that. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Peace.